And welcome in, everyone. Steve Lennox, Lennox on Baseball live stream podcast. We recap day number 54 of the Major League Baseball regular season. Rafael Devers, Tanner Houck helping lead the Red Sox in St. Pete at the Trop. Mariners called it a comeback in the Bronx against the Yankees, and the Padres did the same in the ATL in game one of their doubleheader against the Braves. We do welcome you in as we recap day number 54 of the Major League Baseball regular season. And with that, we open with That's Baseball. A friend sent me a text yesterday saying, hey, the Astros might have some interest, and there's some rumblings about the Astros and Paul Goldschmidt. Didn't really find much on it yesterday in looking it up, but That's Baseball? Trades are part of baseball. We know that. They happen in the offseason. They happen during the season. They happen in the middle of the night. They happen all times of the day. We even have a trade deadline. And in the weeks ahead, we're going to hear trade rumors. We're going to keep hearing them right up to that trade deadline that I just alluded to, right? We can rattle off trades that from the past that will make us scratch our heads. We can rattle off trades that we just don't know why the team's made. We can rattle off trades that we thought were going to work out for a team that ultimately didn't. Think back on some of those trades that just still make you cringe, right? They just make you cringe. Well, trades in baseball, smile on my face, that's baseball. Again, recapping day number 54 of the Major League Baseball regular season. Everything was looking great for the Yankees in the Bronx, at that big ballpark in the Bronx on Monday night, until they weren't. Everything was looking good for the Yankees. Mariners held without a run over the first 7 by Marcus Stroman. He ran into some trouble. Yankees were up 3-0. Stroman in the 8th gave up a home run to Dominic Canzone. Stroman gave up just 1 run over 7 in the 3rd innings and was in line for the victory. Yankees added a run in the bottom of the 8th inning to go up 4-1. That's when things went sideways for the Yankees. Clay Holmes entered Monday, 20 outings, 20 innings, 0 earned runs. That's not the case as we wake up on Tuesday. Mariners ended up scoring 4 runs in the 9th inning. All 4 runs earned and charged to Holmes' record. Ty France RBI single, that put the Mariners in front. Mariners win the ball game 5-4. Loss snapping the Yankees' 7-game win streak. Alex Verdugo, 3 hits, 3 RBIs in what turned out to be a loss for the Yankees. The Yankees' win streak coming to an end with that one. The Mariners are showing some fight. They're leading the AL West, but a team certainly 100% under the radar right now nationally. But they're just doing some interesting things, and they are leading that division right now. So it'll be interesting to see how things unfold in the coming weeks before that trade deadline for the Seattle Mariners. Other teams as well, but certainly the Mariners. Tanner Houck was Tanner Houck when Tanner Houck is going well, and he's gone well a lot this year. Record may not indicate that, but he has been the 1 or the 2 for the Red Sox. And Rafael Devers also on Monday night breaking a franchise record. Both Houck and Devers helping lead the Red Sox to a 5-0 victory in the series opener against the Rays. Devers' 2-run home run, that came against Taj Bradley in the 4th inning. His 10th on the season, and he's now homered in a franchise record 6 straight games. Certainly impressive. Houck on the other side on the mound, 7 shutout innings, 4-5 with the win. Gave up 2 hits, both singles, walked 1, struck out 5. Houck combining with Justin Slayton on the shutout win. Slayton, terrific out of the pen. Gave up just 1 single, struck out 3 in 2 shutout innings. Bradley gave up the home run to Devers, also gave up a home run to Cedar Rafaela as well. He allowed all 5 runs, struck out 10, took the loss. Record drops to 1-2 on the season. Jarren Duran, his 8th triple of the season. We haven't even hit Memorial Day, but Duran now has 8 triples on the season to lead Major League Baseball. Royals able to extend their win streak to 4 in a row with a victory. They're now 11 games over 500. 8-3 victory at home in Kansas City against the Tigers on Monday night. Royals up 2-1 going to the home 6th inning. They put the game away, 6 runs across to break it open. 7 different hitters collecting at least 1 hit in the Royals lineup. 6 different batters in the lineup collecting at least 1 RBI. Salvador Perez, and Michael Massey both hitting home runs in the victory for Kansas City. Again, they've won 4 in a row. Perez, 9 home runs, 38 runs batted in. Salvador Perez, I don't even know what to say about the guy anymore. You do start talking about Hall of Fame for Salvador Perez. You still you talk about Salvador Perez being a top 5 Kansas City Royal. You talk about Salvador Perez, there's 3 points to make here. The last one is I'd love to see this guy finish his career in Kansas City. I think that does add to the legacy. But he's going to be top 5. Well, he's the best player in Kansas City Royals baseball history. No, he's not. He's not. And he won't be. And he won't be. And what am I doing here looking down right now? That guy. That's the card we got yesterday. That's George Brett. Best player in franchise history. So I'd argue with that morning, noon, and night with anyone who wants to make the argument that Perez is over Brett. Not true, but he's certainly top 5. He might be top 3. Absolutely. But this year, 9 home runs, 38 RBIs. Michael Wacha, 2 runs allowed, 7 innings of work, picked up the win. He's now 4-4. Kerry Carpenter, a couple of base hits, double home run, 2 RBIs in the loss for Detroit. Massey, home run in the second off Reese Olson. Olson had gone 48 1/3 innings without allowing a home run this season. Massey broke that impressive streak, giving up his first dinger, long ball, gopher ball of the season. Olson did leave the game in the 3rd inning with a hip contusion. That's a bruise. Got hit with a liner off the bat of Massey in that situation as well. Probably not serious. See how that plays out in the coming days for the Tigers. Double dip in Atlanta. Padres called it a comeback in the opener. San Diego, 4 runs in the 8th inning, beat the Braves 6-5. Jay Cronenworth up with the bases loaded in that 8th inning and got the Padres to within a run with a 2-run single. Next hitter, Manny Machado. Double, scored Jurickson Profar and Cronenworth. Padres down 5-0 through 3. Win their 9th in comeback fashion this season. Joe Jimenez, charged with all 4 of those runs, took the loss. Dylan Cease roughed up, giving up 5 earned runs on 9 hits over 4 innings in the start for San Diego. Cease gave up back-to-back home runs to Marcell Ozuna and Matt Olson in the 3rd inning. San Diego bullpen combining for 5 scoreless. San Diego manager Mike Shildt, after that Game 1 victory, the quote, "Oh my gosh, I love this team. I just love this team." Chris Sale did what Chris Sale was supposed to do in Game 2 of the doubleheader for the Atlanta Braves. He stopped a losing streak. That's what an ace should do. Braves took Game 2, avoided the series sweep, avoided a 5th straight loss. Chris Sale got the job done. The ace put together a strong performance, led his team to what we can call a much-needed win in the Braves case. Okay, they had lost 4 in a row. They're not used to losing 3, 4, 5 games in a row. Losing streak is over at 4. Sale, 7 innings, 5 hits, no runs, no walks, 9 Ks, 7-1 with the victory. Braves are now 7-2 in his 9 outings on the season. Marcell Ozuna, 2 hits, double, solo home run, 2 runs scored. He's now hit safely in 13 in a row. Ozuna, remember, had a 17-game hit streak earlier this season. Only player this year so far in Major League Baseball. We're going to talk another hit streak in just a few moments. But Ozuna, only player in Major League Baseball with hit streaks, 2 hit streaks of 10 or more games on the season. Dodgers use the long ball. Dodgers 6-4 victory in Los Angeles against the Diamondbacks late Monday night on the East Coast. Yoshinobu Yamamoto improving his record to 5-1. Yamamoto gave up 2 runs over 6 1/3 innings, walked just once, struck out 8. He's been outstanding. Dodgers led 1-0 going to the bottom of the 3rd inning, or trailed, I'm sorry. They actually trailed 1-0 going to the bottom of the 3rd inning. When the inning was over, they were up 6-1. 6 runs across in the inning. Dodgers 3 home runs, all 3 in that frame against Slade Ciccone. Kike Hernandez tied the game with a solo home run. Later in the frame, Freddie Freeman, boom, 1 swing of the bat, cleared the bases with a grand slam. Next hitter, back-to-back Freeman and Will Smith. Smith helping add on as well with the home run. Again, all 3 of those home runs allowed by losing pitcher Slade Ciccone. Smith homered with a homered to put them and extend that lead as well. Now, Ketel Marte extending his hit streak. He got his 1 base hit. He's had a lot of 1-for-4s, 1-for-5s, 1-for-4 in the loss against the Dodgers on Monday. He's hit safely now in 19 in a row. That is the longest hit streak in Major League Baseball this season. But as I mentioned, a lot of 1-for-4s, 1-for-5s with the hit streak for Ketel Marte. His batting average has gone down considerably. I think he was around 307, 308 at the start of the hit streak. He's now down around 290, 291. It's in a very interesting hit streak for Ketel Marte. 19 in a row is impressive, but again, the average has gone down considerably over the course of that hit streak. Battle of the Birds in the Lou Monday night. The Lou? Some people don't know the Lou. That's what's on front of the Cardinals just released City Connect uniforms. I think it looks great. I think it looks sharp. That, the two Cardinals on the bat, that's classic. That's one of the all-time classic uniforms, right, in Major League Baseball. But the City Connect tops are sharp for the Cardinals. The STL is across the front. By the way, the email, I'll throw it out there. stlsugar@hotmail.com. stlsugar@hotmail.com. That's STL on the cap for the Cardinal City Connect uniform. So if you want to send me one of those caps, not the fitted variety, but some other variety of the STL, there's the email. Send me one, and hey, thanks in advance. I do love the hats. I really do. Back at it. Cardinals found a winner 6-3 over the Orioles. Birds versus Birds. Sonny Gray 6-2 with the win. Mike Ciani, you always remember his first big league home run. Ciani RBI single in the second, 3-run home run off losing pitcher Dean Kramer. Gunnar Henderson did not lead off the game with a home run for the Orioles, but he did it his 16th on the season. 3-run shot in the 6th inning, and the home run allowed by Gray was the first hit that he actually had allowed to that point in the game. David Fry, a little 2-out magic, 2-out, 2-run single in the home first inning to give the Guardians a 2-0 lead. Guardians go on, beat the Mets 3-1. Guardians' fourth straight win. Ben Lively 3-2 with the victory, gave up an earned run over 5 2/3 innings. Lively walked no one, struck out 7, gave up a home run, a solo shot to Tomas Nido, that in the 3rd inning, and that was pretty much it, accounting for the Mets' only run of the game. Emmanuel Clase, scoreless 9th inning. Clase, another save, his 14th on the year. Mets hit into a 1-6-5-3 double play. Pitcher, shortstop, third baseman, first baseman. Martinez, JD Martinez off the bag at second, the comebacker. They go to short. They go to the bag at second. They turn the double play. If you look at it, it's just going to be another example of the Mets. It's going to be another example of bad base running by two veterans, by the way, JD Martinez and Starlin Marte. And Marte was ejected from the game, tossed in the 4th inning by plate umpire Manny Gonzalez. Gonzalez took exception to Marte, sort of protesting. Not necessarily vehemently, but just protesting a called strike 3 that was a borderline pitch up and out over the plate. Mets lose the game, lose Marte during that. Francisco Lindor, first game back in Cleveland since he was traded to the Mets. And Lindor, 0 for 4, batting average below 200. Guardians have won 4 in a row, 7 of 8, 14 over 500. Cleveland pitchers have allowed just 17 total runs over that current 8-game stretch where they have won 7 of 8. Danny Jansen had himself a day. Blue Jays catcher, 3 for 5, 5 runs batted in, helped the Jays to a 9-3 victory against the White Sox in Toronto. Chicago, 4 straight losses, 4-20 away from the South Side. Jensen, RBI double in the 3rd inning. 2-run home run came in the 7th. Also added a 2-run single in the 8th inning. Jose Barrios gave up 4 earned runs, struck out 6 over 6 innings. Good enough for the win in the series opener. And Barrios now 5-3 on the year for the Jays. Eric Fede taking the loss, gave up 5 earned runs in his outing that covered 6 innings. Bo Bichette started the day in a bit of a funk, broke out 4 base hits, including 3 doubles. Paul DeJong, 3 hits, including a home run for the White Sox. Jays have now won 8 straight meetings with the White Sox. That 8-game win streak against Chicago dates back to the 2022 season. Angels went in front with a 7-run 5th inning, beat the Astros 9-7 in the series opener in Houston. Good for the Angels picking up a win, and they take the series opener in that series. Angels 4 home runs in the victory. Nolan Chanuel, 2 for 5 home run, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored in the leadoff spot for the Angels. Logan O'Hoppe, 2 hits, including a home run, 3 RBIs. Joe Adell, Zach Neto also homering, and 3 of those 4 home runs in that 7-run 5th inning. Framber Valdez, his line for the Astros, I'm not going to say it wasn't pretty. It was ugly. Just flat out ugly. 5 innings, 8 earned runs, 10 hits. Jose Altuve, 3-run home run. That off Reed Detmers in the 2nd. At that point, the Astros were up 4-1. Mauricio Dubon, 2-run home run off Detmers. That in the 4th inning. And the Astros were up 6-1. Again, the Angels come up with a victory in comeback fashion, winning 9-7. Let's start with the fact here with the Marlins home against the Brewers on Monday night, opening up a series in Miami. Let's start with the fact that I love that Ryan Weathers is coming into his own, we'll say. Weathers may have settled for a no decision, but his club ended up beating the Brewers. He pitched well. Whether 7 innings, 2 runs, 1 earned, allowed 2 hits, walked 3, struck out 8. Okay, 3 walks. I can handle that. There were a lot of walks in this game. Marlins got on the board with a run in the 7th inning, tied. That gave them they got 2 more runs they got a run in the 9th inning to tie the game up, and then Josh Bell walked it off in the 10th inning. So the Marlins, apologize there for the little hiccup. Marlins beat the Brewers 3-2. Now here's a number for you. The Marlins are 9-18 at home. 9-18. 9 victories at home. They've walked off, including Monday night, with 5 of those victories. Christian Yelich walked home. He stole home. Then he walked to the dugout and celebrated. Yelich stole home in the 6th inning. That put the Brewers up 2-0 at that point in time. Marlins out hitting the Brewers 7-4, so only 11 hits combined, but each team walking 6 times, combining to leave 19 runners on base. Brewers, Joe Ross departing after just 1 inning with a lower back strain. So Marlins tied up in the 9th, walk it off in the 10th inning thanks to Josh Bell, and Ryan Weathers pitching well for Miami as well. Nationals broke out the bats Monday night, 14 base hits, 12-3 victory over the Twins as their misery of late continues. Eddie Rosario, Luis Garcia Jr., both collecting 2 hits and 3 RBIs. Garcia, home run in the 2nd. Jesse Winker, homered in the 4th inning, both off starter Pablo Lopez. He took the loss for the Twins. Lopez gave up 7 earned in his outing, and taking that loss, Minnesota has now dropped 7 in a row, 8 of 9. Twins have scored 12 runs during their current losing streak, and now just a game over 500 after that terrific streak where they won 12 in a row and 17 of 20. That's in the rear view. Win snapping the Nationals' 5-game losing streak, and according to some last night with the tweets and social media, the Twins had a players-only meeting after the loss against the Nationals. Sometimes those can help. Sometimes those work out. Sometimes they don't. We'll see how that goes forward for the Twins. Just get in the win column. Find a win, build positive, go forward. That is a wrap on day number 54 of the Major League Baseball regular season. Get into Sugar's Random Thoughts as we wrap up here. Sponsored by the Yellow Rose of Talbot Bed and Breakfast in beautiful Easton, Maryland. If you are considering the Maryland Eastern Shore for a getaway this spring, summer, or fall, consider a stay at the Yellow Rose of Talbot B&B in Easton. Tell my sister Tammy and my brother-in-law Kenneth that I sent you their way. Just before I went on, took a look at the standings. Right now, there are 5 teams with 30 or more victories. Yankees, Guardians, Royals, Phillies, and Dodgers. How about the AL Central? 2 teams right now with 30-plus wins as we approach Memorial Day. Had to look at it a couple times, and they're right there. They're on the cusp. They could have picked up a 30th win last night, but the Orioles are at 29. I just found that interesting. It's not disparaging against Baltimore right now. It's just the fact that, like, oh, okay, the Orioles, they're not quite there yet. Phillies are the first, and they've got 34 wins, but the Orioles just aren't there yet in terms of that number. It means nothing. It's a random thought. That's all it is. Mention Jarren Duran. 8 triples on the season. Was trying to look it up last night to see what the club record is for single season, the single season record for the Red Sox in terms of triples. Didn't really figure it out because it goes way back, obviously. But I did learn that Jim Rice, in back-to-back seasons, 1977 and his MVP year in 1978, 15 triples in each of those 2 seasons. Jim Rice, the Hall of Famer. Nolan Ryan. Talked about trades, and that's baseball to open up. Nolan Ryan from the Mets to the Angels. That didn't work out too well for the Mets. CC Sabathia, going from Cleveland to Milwaukee in July of 2008. Sabathia, was he outstanding for the Brewers during the rest of that regular season. Took a loss, got roughed up in a postseason start against the Phillies. But Sabathia, when he was traded from Cleveland to Milwaukee, and that was in a walk year, and he just pitched and pitched and pitched and pitched. Again, that is a wrap on day number 54 of the Major League Baseball regular season. I think I'm just overall distracted today. These things happen. Back at it tomorrow. Brian Holland, former intern for the Aberdeen Ironbirds, closes this out. Brian?
Stop talking during the anthem. What's wrong with me?
Go watch Steve Lennox's new podcast because Steve is the man.